I say I cannot hear you. So where do we stop that day? I gave you assignment to do. What was the assignment all about? Okay, and we'll come back to it and say, okay, you created the JSON. Then we came back. I explained how to print all the elements that okay, you can call method. You can create a method and call it, right? So let me give you an example here. Where is that other one that determine whether somebody get A or B or C? We talked about if statement that time that determine the grade of a student. Maybe I gave you as an assignment. I want to give you one more example. Okay, compute grade that take what? Takes score, right? Now let's create another file. Okay, I'm going to share my screen now. Yes, call it grade.js. Can you see my screen now? So I copy that function that computes the grade. So the function is expecting a parameter called score. So this, you see now, this parameter is not the actual value, is the expected value, what you are expecting. Because any process can call this, other function can call this function. You understand? We are now saying that okay, if this expected value greater than or equal to 70 and is less than 100, it will return what? A, right? So which means that at any point in time we can call this function. If you want to compute grade, it will just give us the grade. You understand? You can create different functions like that. Now, based on the last assignment I gave you, based on this last assignment, let me look for it. The assignment I talked about array of no, I saw it the other time. Why no? This guy. Let me copy this, move it to this file, grid dot what js. Assuming we have this, this is the score of the student. Hmm? Now, the other time we want to print, we said uh, function print, let me say print score and grade. Let's create a function that prints score and grade. And that function accept a student, right? It will take a student. You understand? Do you get it? I just want to show you how to call a function inside another function. Call a function inside another function. Let's leave it like this. Let's take a function uh, compute student grade. Hmm? This compute student grade, we want to loop for let I is equal to 0, I less than, we want to print the element of all the addition. Student dot what? Student I plus plus. So if I want to get the item, I can say const student is equal to students into I. Abi? So I can say console.log student. So which will give me all those students, one after the other. You understand? Do you understand this? So we are getting, so that here, when I is equal to what? 0, that means it will give me students into what? 0. It will likewise to give me we increase it, that plus plus. See, it will perform this. You understand? If you increase again, it will now check that is I less than total size of the array. You understand? As long as this condition is still there, it's still less than total size of the array, it will perform this. What you have in the function in the loop body, this is opening brace of the loop, this is closing brace, this is the loop body. So it perform this again. It will check, it will increase it. After performing this, the next thing is it will increase this. It will now check, does it less than this? If it's less than, it will perform this. It will increase the value. Do you get it? That is how, yeah, loop statement works. So if the I is equal to 1, that means it's equal to what? 1. That means it's equal to 2. So some people will now put dot dot dot. When you see dot dot dot, or they now say student into n. This n is the total number of the what? Item in the array. That is dot 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 till n. You understand? So let's console log. Let's try to say a.js. Sorry, no, a.js. Okay, you see this function, we did not call it, right? You're supposed to call that function, otherwise the function will not run when you do not call it, when you create it. Can you see now? It printed out all the grid one after the. Yeah, this is a function without parameter. It doesn't have any parameter. So it's a function without parameter. We have function with parameter. You can have function that take like 2 parameter, more parameters separated by comma. You understand? Mhm. You can have function. You can have function that take an array. You can have function that will be it will be empty, which means this name. We are making use of this name. You understand? Mhm. Let me. I'm going to explain one thing to you after this one now, and we will stop here today. So you see now that it has score. Let's score. So we want to compute the which one? I don't want to delete it because we want to use it. Now this student now, if I want to get the score of this student, see I will say student dot score abi, right? I can say console dot log score. Let's say it's only the score that we want to log. Can you see that it log only the student, right? If it is the name of the student, let me say constant name is equal to student dot, let me say just first name I want to get, and if it is I want to get last name, I can concatenate it. You understand this one to join it together. So I can say name, I can console log two, name and what? Can you see it? Can you say Jessica this? You understand? Now, assuming we want to compute the grade, I can say constant grade is equal to, I will now call the method. Which method compute the grade? No, I mean compute the grade. No, let me change. Let me say compute print student result. Let me change this one to print student result instead of compute the grade. We have a method that compute grade here. You understand? I can just say uh this compute grade. What is the score? It takes score. So what is the score? The score of each student here. I can pass it here, right? So which means that I can come here and say, okay, grade, print the grade. I want to console the grade too. Can you see now? For each student, you tell me that this person got what? A, this one is B, this one is C, this one is A, this one is F, this is F, this is F. Can you see it? Yes, in another function. Now, we have written this function that performs certain things. And for each student, I need to print the score, the name, and the grade. So instead of coming here to write all those functions, write it inside here for the grade. For the grade, it's not good. So you separate it into another function. Do you get it? Yes. That's why I gave it another variable so that I'll be able to use this. I say compute grade. And that grade take what? Score. And since student return score, I get score from what? Student. I pass it here. Do you get it? Mhm. There's something I want you to know. We are going to move to array method by tomorrow, but you need to understand this. You see, this is a variable you create. You understand? You call it, give it student. There are two type of variable. We have the local and the global variable. You understand? You see this variable you create, it is available when we talk about local variable. We talk about local and what? Global variable. So if you see local variable is available is visible. Let me go to another site so that will teach you. You see local variable is visible within the block of code or function alone. You understand? Then when we say global variable is available for every method you define within a file. Let me give you an example. If I say constant age is equal to 30, right? If I create a function, if I say print age, hmm, I can say console.log age. You see, I'm able to access this age inside the what? Print function because it is a global variable. This is a global variable. You understand? If I say get a or let me create another one, get all age. Let me say increase and print age. You understand? Let's say this function, before this function say constant normal age is equal to age plus 1. Let's console log, yeah, let's console log normal age. You see these two methods, they make use of what? Age within them. This one to make use of age. This one increase the age by what? By 1. You print it. So if you log it now, if you say let me call the function, let me call the other function too. Let's say variable scope.js. Can you see one print 30, the other one print what? They have access to this because it is a global. Now, and this is a global variable, but a variable that I define within a method. For example, let me say constant is a method down. Oh yes, didn't you understand all this why? Eh? It's a function. Okay, I call it a method. Oh, it's a function. We call it a method too. It's a function or a method. You just call it a function. If you say message, constant message is equal to uh, welcome. Let me say constant name is equal to Oyejide. Let me print name here. You understand? Let me come in and print name here. You get it? So I print the first function and then the second function here. You understand? So that the function will run. I call the function. You see, the first function is print what? 30, right? Oyejide 30. The second function throw what? Error. Because this name does not. Yes. So any function, any variable you created inside the function, like all this constant, like all this let, it is available within this function alone. You can't access it inside another function. But any variable you created outside within this file, you can access it inside every other function. So the variable you created inside here Let me say constant salary is equal to this. This is a local variable. This is another local variable. It's available within this method. No any other method will have access to this except the method need to go ahead to define salary. You understand? You know you can't make a two declaration age again. But inside here we have salary, here we have salary. This is because this one is a local variable. It's not visible to any other thing, so it will not take it as duplicate. It's a different thing. You understand? Ehen. So that is what I want to explain to you. So I think we need to close for today.